Welcome back. So the next song, "Take Your Oil and Boil It," written by Uncle Walt. I put some music to it. Kind of another song that was always viewed as a B side, and if you will, and Matthew and I tore it down and brought it back up. Matthew alluded to this several songs ago about silly instruments, and I told Matthew, I said, this is a silly song, and so we need to put on, and because Matthew had some cool rockabilly treatments on it, it was cool. But it wasn't how I was envisioning it, and I wanted it just a little bit silly. And we thought about the dobro, and the dobro is kind of a silly instrument too. No offense to all dobro players, and so we actually wanted Bruce to come in and help us out, but he was otherwise engaged. And so we
otherwise disengaged.
and so Matthew, decided to.
Yeah. So slow down. So what he says is that so we recorded this initially. So we had the crust, the bass drums, and the acoustic guitar, and then I took it to my home studio and I put on a Scotty Moore slapback thing.
Yeah.
And rockabilly, and that's the way that I was hearing it. And then he was like, and I thought it was pretty good.
It was good. That wasn't the issue. It was good. It just wasn't how I was hearing it in my head. And again, I dabbled in harmonica and I had something else. And so Matthew acquiesced to my request that he put a dobro, which was
okay. So again, with that, if you can't really see, one of these days we're going to start showing pictures. But right above us is the Allman Brothers. I went through a real huge Dwayne Allman phase back in the '70s. I used to spend hours with live at the Fillmore East and playing guitar to that, and that's when I started playing slide. And so, but I've never played it on an acoustic. I've always played it on an electric. So I had to kind of work out the chops for this.
Yeah, and it turned out really well. So this song, this was an early one, however, Uncle Walt wrote, must have given it to me around 74. I mean, it was real early. And I, around 1976, started messing with it because suddenly I was driving. And I remember really specifically, there was a gas station we called the space station because the pumps looked like little robots. And it was 30 cents a gallon, and it was starting to rise. And I told not so much these guys, but Steve Cook, who would be with me all the time, I said, there is no way I'm going to pay over 60 cents. The moment they go to 60 cents, I'm done. They're not getting any of my money. Well, so, they quickly went over that. But I really felt the anger that Uncle Walt felt when that first oil embargo happened, 74, 75. And that was his reaction. And of course, now we're paying what we're paying. And it suddenly was very topical. Blonde's Baseball Bear, we really could relate to because we all loved baseball. Our father took Mark and I to several games. We saw a lot of games.
I was there too.
I was pointing to all of us.
Oh, okay. Well, you said Mark and
us.
You said Mark and I.
Okay. Right. Well, all three
because
of us.
We went to some without
you.
So this was topical. Suddenly this was topical. And it started again. We didn't know the direction, but we slowly built it. And again, Mark did a stellar job on the drums, and the song lives and is as fresh today as it could be in 1974 with the crazy gas prices that we're paying.
And I don't think, unless you're our age or older, that you'll fully understand the world before gas went crazy. I mean, I know in California, of course, we got the high taxes, so we're paying $34.50 right now. It's cheaper in other places, but but we're also making a lot more money. But even then, when gas was, when I got my driver's license, the first day I went to fill up, I remember it was 79 cents a gallon, and it was right as it was on a bullet, and then it went, to over $1, and of course, that was huge, $1 a gallon, and then of course those were the days.
We could go into that sort of thing. So, any thoughts, Mark?
This song was appropriate in 74. It was appropriate in 84. It was appropriate in 94. And especially now in 25, 2025, it's really appropriate because we're all being gouged. Just stick it to the man. Take your oil and boil it. But you know what's more important? If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. If you want to go on us with this little journey we're on, rock our subscribe bar.
I thought you were going to say rock our world.
And then that was the last song. And then ring our bell, or that would ring our bell, because every time that bell rings, you know what happens?
Another nickel.
You can take your oil and boil it, 'cause our messes seem so strange. You can take your oil and boil it, 'cause your price is out of range. We have got our feet for walking, and we aim to use our brains.
And we sure have lots of cycles, don't you know about our trains?
And we still have lots of horses, still know how to use those reins.
But you can take your oil and boil it, and we'll just keep all our grain.
So you can take your oil and boil it, 'cause our messes seem so strange. You can take your oil and boil it, 'cause your price is out of range. We don't care for your addition, we've gone to different schools.
And we are good at figures, so don't take us for no fools.
You can take your oil and boil it, you overestimate our need.
We have come to the conclusion you are tops when it comes to greed.
So you can take your oil and boil it, or whatever you may choose.
For we have other sources that we now plan to use.
Yes, you can take your oil and boil it, or whatever you may choose.
For we have other sources that we now plan to use.
You can take your oil and boil it, 'cause our message seems so strange. You can take your oil and boil it, 'cause your price is